Punch it.
Punch it, Scruffy.
And now, on with the show.
Time for bladder check. 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 Wait. Screw it, I'm holding it.
Podcasting, the final audio frontier. These are the legends of Brown Squadron.
Our computer is picking up a strange signal. Here, sir, you better take a look at it.
The ongoing mission? To explore the Star Wars universe and other nerd culture topics. To seek new content and new cantinas, bars, and lounges. To boldly annoy Scruffy by making too many bad jokes. Welcome to the Hyperspace Heroes Podcast.
And welcome to Hyperspace Heroes. This is Brown Leader signing in. All wings report in.
Brown 2 is back from the Outer Rim.
And I guess I'm still wasn't promoted. I am the Harry Kim of this squad.
Harry Kim of this.
Yes, 12 seconds to do a Trek reference.
Wait, where is it? Where is it? Hold on. Oh, here it is.
Live long and suck it.
All right, there we go.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
missed that, Scruffy.
Welcome back, Scruff. Hyperspace. Welcome to Hyperspace Heroes, episode 86 or 111 on the Spotchka timeline.
Did you get the fingers?
I was ready. I was ready to kick off the shoes that I remembered I had socks on, so I can't count the toes. All right. So here we are, back. The whole crew back again. No guests tonight, just us, because we are going to be talking about the Bad Batch series finale that just aired yesterday, in real time. And wow, what a finale!
Yeah, what a finale!
Oh,
If you've not seen it, watch us tomorrow.
yeah, exactly.
Because we're going to throw all kinds of spoilers.
Yeah,
Spoiler.
definitely for this one. But before we get into that, I thought we could kind of talk about, Scruffy. We had announced on the last episode that you were in the Outer Rim, as you said, on the prairie planet of Inglesfall, and running VIP.
I'm so sorry I missed that.
Running VIP duties. So. Which is all factually true. So
Yeah, that's all factually true.
all
Absolutely.
actually true. But
I have precious cargo with me. Yep.
exactly, precious cargo. So we just the other day, DB, Scruffy and I got to head over to the theater because they re-released
Oh yes,
45th anniversary of Alien, and
it was epically awesome to see it in the theater because it's so long ago. I don't think I saw that in the theater.
I don't think I did either.
I didn't either. And
So
I
we-
still didn't see it. So thanks a lot, guys.
And we can kind of, I guess we can kind of call this a little bit of DB's, a little mini DB's blockbuster. But man, yeah, very cool to see it in the theater. And I forgot to tell you when we were there, Scruff. I saw the second one first, and then I saw that one at home just after dark by myself.
Yes.
And I had seen the second one first, so I'm expecting action, not realizing it's horror. And I was like,
it's-
yeah, and
It
we
is-
we lived in an old house with lots of creeks, and it was like,
oh, that's awesome.
it was awesome.
That
Looking
is
back-
awesome. Yeah, it's definitely a different movie than the second.
Yeah.
I mean,
for sure. And yeah, go ahead.
what excited me was the preview for Alien Romulus.
Alien Romulus, is that a Star Trek
That's
movie?
thank you. Good job. I was
For the
waiting for
record,
to come
that
out.
wasn't me.
Yeah, no, duly noted. So yes, they gave the preview for Alien Romulus, and the pulse rifle is back. One of the greatest weapons of the Aliens, the sequel to Aliens, the pulse rifle. I'm super excited about that.
Resistance is futile.
I was waiting for somebody to hit that. Thank you.
I also heard that I heard this actually over on Yupcast. They were talking about it because Jamie went to go see Alien as well, and he said that they talked about the Romulus film, and also that they're coming out with a series, and it's supposed to take place like 30 years before Alien. So some sort of featuring the sexiest man in Star Wars, Timothy Oliphant. And so
Can't disagree.
Yeah.
I cannot disagree with that.
So so we got to go see that, and I guess and then there's just a lot going on, which we'll cover the rest kind of in Collection Corner. But before we jump into that, since Scruffy didn't get to do it with us last week, I'm going to pull out a conversation card really quick, and we'll see how far off target.
Bring it on.
See if we pull a stormtrooper again and get off target.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is about technology. All right. And this is from the Star Wars conversation cards. Stormtroopers are chasing you, and you come across an Imperial Scout Walker and a fast speeder bike. Which would you choose to escape?
Scout Walker and a fast speeder bike.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go fast speeder bike.
Maybe. Oh yeah, go
fast.
That's fast.
Yeah, I got to go for the speeder bike. I mean, walkers are clunky. Look how easy they're to take. Ewoks took them.
Ewoks took them.
Wow.
And speeder bikes are so easy to drive, an Ewok can drive one. So
right.
There you go.
We need to create a spin-off, The Fast and the Furry, and do a whole.
Where's
a $1 million idea.
Where's the womp womp sound effect? That is terrible.
No, that's awesome.
There we go.
Oh, whatever. No, that's awesome. That is $1 million idea right there.
Right on, Fast.
And we can put one out every 6 months for the next 20 years.
Yes, it's a cash cow.
There you go. I mean, look, it's already
yes,
there. It's already there. The only one they had, by the way.
That's awesome.
Do they have Fast and Furry, the Coruscant Drift or something? Wasn't that the third one?
Yes.
See,
yes.
It's already creating itself.
It's coming together.
It's
all coming together.
But when we get to 10, we can't call it Furry X. That's something totally different.
No. That's just wrong.
We just lost our PG rating. Sorry.
Yes, we did. That's just so wrong.
Okay. We're gonna have to do those little conversation starters a little more often, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so
we just earned ourselves $1 million right there. $1 million idea.
$1 million idea. All right.
You were the first to hear it on Hyperspace Heroes.
No, you know what? Disney's going to come out with it, and they're going to be like, "No, we had that in production already."
Probably.
So, all right, shall we jump into the final episode, guys?
Oh,
No.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right.
Although that was not the music that started the finale episode.
No, and that's definitely the first note I had, which was the music right from the get-go definitely felt epic. Well, first of all, okay, so Scruff, one of the things we talked about last time with what does Star Wars mean to you? And we all were kind of in agreement that if it was, and the rumor was that it was going to be like a 26 minute episode. And we're like, how are they going to finish this in 24 minutes? I mean, there's just no way.
No.
Right. And we started changing theories. We started changing expectations. I actually shifted to, you know what? I think barely anybody's going to die. And I think we're going to have a happy ending. And we get to this, fast forward to this episode, and it's 50 minutes plus with the credits. So you're probably talking, 45 minutes or so?
Probably 40 minutes. Those were some long credits.
They were some long credits. But very so you guys want to do a summary, or you want me to
before we start, I will have to say that it is not the final episode I wanted.
Okay.
Having said that, I guess it's the final episode we needed. We needed to see that growth from Omega to child, from child to adult, to strong adult, because it carries us through to the next series we're going to see her in, because we haven't seen the last of her. Having said that, I will say that everything had proceeded as I had foreseen.
Were you tapping into your dark side powers, or what?
Yeah, because the episode made me a little angry.
Spicy.
It was too sappy. What is this, Disney?
Yeah, it
Is
is.
there doesn't always have to be a happy ending. I was looking for an Empire Strikes Back type ending.
Well, here's the other thing that we talked about last week, which was, we as borderline rabid fans sometimes, you know what I mean? We're passionate,
Yes.
But one of the things we talked about,
borderline. Who are you talking to?
one of the things we talk about, borderline.
Borderline. Yeah.
We as fans were always in the storytelling process, and I mentioned this last week, which is we are always 5 steps. We're moving this story 5 steps forward, and the story makers are only taking it 2 steps. It always happens in Mando. It happens in Book of Boba Fett. It happens in Obi-Wan. It happens in Ahsoka. We were like 3 seasons past in storyline, and the season, whatever show it is, the season only ends up taking a couple steps forward. And I think that's kind of where, and plus the marketing for this season was final season, impending doom, and it just kind of emoted a Rogue One style feel.
Exactly. It wasn't impending doom.
Right.
The Zillow Beast even got free.
Right.
The Zillow Beast is even free.
We have not seen the end of the Zillow Beast.
And the Disney princess got to ride off into the sunset.
No. So the ending is...
Oh, I saw the ending.
Is the kid going off to college and leaving the parents behind. That
the Disney princess rode off into the sunset. Okay,
so,
I mean, come on.
Actually, it was Moonlight, but
fine. Tomato. You get the point.
So how do you do a synopsis for this when, I mean, it was so many quick scenes of different things?
I got the synopsis here. Hold on.
You bring it, Scruffy.
Okay, here is Scruffy's 30-second synopsis. Dr. Carr turns. We've seen that coming. Omega gets loose, releases the Zillow Beast, and uses the diversion to escape. The end. Well, okay. Well, all right. Well, there's a little bit more to it than that, but you get the idea. She escapes, rides off into the sunset or the moonset. Sorry,
moonset. Well, thank you. Don't make me wooks up you.
Okay.
So the title, The Cavalry Has Arrived. That obviously, and we
so much more grandeur.
Well, last episode we talked about, once we saw how little the story had progressed, we were like, well, there's definitely no way Rex and everybody's coming into the rescue. It's not going to be a big, massive battle. We kind of figured that. But it's what happened in the first time we met Bad Batch, and Wrecker says the cavalry has arrived, and it was just the Bad Batch. And that's what happened in this episode. It was just the Bad Batch riding in. And so it's like
that's pretty much what I predicted. Poetry. It's a circle. It's a circle.
So circles are good. I don't know why I'm laughing at that.
I don't know either. I'm leaving that alone now.
Yeah, we're gonna stay away from that. Cartman's not on the show yet.
Okay, so yeah, give us a synopsis there, Dave.
Okay,
I'll shut up for a few.
Well, I don't. I've watched the episode twice, and I'm not sure I can give a synopsis because we had odd pairings, with Echo Echo teaming up with Emery, to save the kids. We finally see Crosshair and Hunter actually bury the hatchet, and we'll talk about that when we talk about the end of the episode. The kids, we knew the kids were going to get out and release the Zillow Beast. I thought that was going to be more destruction than it was. I was waiting for the orbital bombardment, even when Tarkin arrived. I'm like, come on.
Mm-hmm. The exterior of that house barely looked like I had a scratch on it.
But what Tarkin did was the same thing he did with Krennic, and he comes in at the last minute and he takes over the project and takes all the, you know what I mean? He
takes the credit and the funding.
Right, takes the credit and the funding.
And that was an epic scene. Divert all funds to Project Stardust.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, and the shot of the Star Destroyer in front of Mount Tantus with the 2 clone ships. Again, the animation. How does the animation keep getting better every freaking episode?
I thought that was a neat just for we're still showing the transition from
Mhm.
Republic to Empire, having it flanked by the two Republic ships.
Mm-hmm.
And when they showed the static shot looking down on Mount Tantus, and the Star Destroyer is just kind of going over it,
Mm-hmm.
it reminds me of the opening shot of The Force Awakens. They're trying to do those tie-ins like that. So
For sure. So Bad Batch is still in the jungle. Wrecker was hurt, and not just for like one scene. He was hurt the whole way into Mount Tantus, and I was kind of surprised a little bit about that because usually in this kind of storytelling, he'll get over the injury and they continue on. But that injury plagued him for quite a while into Mount Tantus, and I was actually a little worried at first. I was thinking, something going to happen.
Somebody doesn't make it.
Somebody doesn't make it, either he or because he's not strong enough, somebody else dies, and I was like, then you've got, like you said, Emery and Echo working together, and thank you, DB, for catching that.
I got it.
Kids, we saw the kids freeing the Zillow Beast and that wrecking havoc. Some cute lines, like when Baron was crying, and then when the Zillow Beast is going crazy, and it's like, oh, now he's sleeping. And by the way, somebody on Twitter just the other day made the little green giant and the reference on Twitter, and I was like, took you long.
Finally,
I've been waiting for that. Yeah,
Mhm.
I forgot to mention that last or week before last.
Yeah. So Nala Se. They free all the clones, and like we said, the clones were going to help with the battle, kind of like what we figured, that they were going to be the cavalry. And Nala Se takes it on herself to go destroy the data, and has that little scene with Rampart, which I thought was pretty cool. Nala Se is like, Nala Se knows she's dead because he's gonna double cross and be like, I'm gonna get back in the good graces. Foreshadowing from the previous episode when he says to Crosshair, have you really changed? And he was talking about himself, obviously.
Yeah, I was hoping that Rampart would have a change. What a scumbag. Scumbag, man.
Yeah, he's no callous.
He's no callous. You got to go through an Enemy Mine episode with another character. You remember the movie Enemy Mine with, you got to go through one of those episodes to become a good guy.
That was Louis Gossett, who just passed, by the way. So.
Yeah. So you got Nala Se. She activates the thermal detonator. She takes Rampart and the data bank out, which I thought was great. So the Bad Batch are going in through the breach that the Zillow Beast made, and we meet. Hemlock runs down. You can see, and throughout the episode, you kind of start to see Hemlock get a little more afraid, and he's going from his cool, composed person, and he's just starting to get a little more. And we get to meet the opposite of the Bad Batch when they're released from their tanks, and the cloning tanks or whatever they are, and storage tanks, and we get to meet. And I think I want to give credit to the Kiners. I think it was the Kiners that posted today that behind the scenes they called them the worst batch on the production side. But to me, all I could hear in my head was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle theme song when I saw them. And so all I've been
my.
Yes.
Thanks for ruining that for me.
All I've been singing in my head since then is Teenage Clone Brainwash Troopers, Teenage Clone Brainwash Troopers, Teenage Clone Brainwash Troopers. Bad guys in dark suits, Hemlock power. And that has been, so there you go.
Word.
There you go, Internet.
That was awesome.
But look at them. You got the guy with the two swords. You had the guy in the background with the Donatello staff, and then you got the instead of the size, you got the guy with the electric punching gauntlets, and then the sniper in the background, which I guess represents the nunchucks. But that's all I could see. It kind of ruined it a little bit for me. But
yeah, ruined it for me too. Thank you.
Now, see, I went down a totally different path with these guys, and I was thinking, this is like the Knights of Ren, but they actually do something.
Yes.
The Knights of Ren were such wasted potential in the sequels.
Mm-hmm. No, I had that thought as well.
See, when Rampart woke him up, if you will, uh, I thought it was epic. I
Mhm.
love the details in those scenes. They moved like a true precision military unit.
Yes.
The last guy coming through taps the guy on the shoulder so that the guy watching their backs knows that he's up and he moves forward. And they moved like a true military unit. They put
Absolutely.
a lot of work into that scene.
Oh, they
It was
did. Oh,
awesome.
without a doubt. I'm not
Loved it.
undermining the scene whatsoever.
And now all I can see is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I kept waiting for them to show a face to find that they were all clones of Tech.
Yes, thank you. I'm so glad that did not happen.
Same here.
I am too.
Same
I'm
here.
glad they left Tech
yeah.
dead. That's
That kind of goes into
Well,
a couple,
I'm not glad they left him dead, but
yeah, but
you're
only dead until Filoni needs you.
That's true. But Crosshair's line when they're like, no, we could take him, and Wrecker's trying to be tough, and he's like, look, Tech's dead. We're not Clone Force 99 anymore. And that was such a powerful little piece from Crosshair to finally put the finishing into this part of the story. We've got to move on. This isn't, we can't live in the heyday anymore. And Wrecker's thinking, he's just invincible, an invincible tank, and Crosshair coming to reality with where they're at. And that whole battle sequence with the worst batch was awesome. And they were, like you said, there's like the one part where the one guy with the two swords, the Leonardo guy, runs behind a stormtrooper as he gets blasted.
Gotta hate you.
And if I had time, I was going to download the theme song, but I didn't have time to do that.
Oh, thank goodness.
I know, right? So they get captured. They get taken actually to where they're gonna Hemlock's trying to reprogram the Bad Batch. Also, one of the casualties we do get is Crosshair's hand.
Oh, the trigger fingers. Oh, that really
Yes.
bummed me out. I was like,
Mhm.
oh, that's just mean. That's just rude.
Yeah, but it just leads to the complete redemption at the end.
Right, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. It's just.
So now
I
I'm
just
wondering.
thought that was brutal.
Now I'm. It's headcanon. He's got Skywalker DNA in him. He has to. I mean, that's this.
And you have been the same hyperspace heroes.
Well, just the fact that he lost a hand makes him more a Skywalker than Rey.
Thank you, Dini, for
you
not
have
letting me down.
redeemed yourself there. Yes, thank you.
Great, thank you. And then the clones, meanwhile, Omega and the kids meet up with Echo and Emery. And release the clones, and they're coming to that area to rescue the. Yeah, go ahead.
But the best line ever: Omega and Tech, let's finish the mission.
Yes.
That was awesome. Loved it.
Mm-hmm. The whole little battle sequence down below, they had their own version of the training facility, which again callback right to the beginning of the show, season 1. With their own little American Gladiator style things rising up and down, and which I thought was pretty good, right?
Giant Q-tips.
True.
Right. Let's see what else, and then we have they tell Omega, go get the kids to safety, or actually that happened even beforehand. They get the kids, they fly the kids off. So now Omega and the kid.
Dr. Carr's got the kids.
Yep. Omega and the Bad Batch can go finish the mission, like you said, and that was previous to this. And the final showdown with Hemlock in the rain, the whole backdrop screamed Camino to me, with the architecture. And I love the fact that they shot the ship down, the CX trooper ship. And it was a good showdown. It was a good classic showdown.
Yes.
And waiting for, and Crosshair having to find the confidence to shoot with his opposite hand, to shoot the binders when Omega does, stabs the leg. And it was all very classic. I guess I don't know what kind of phrase to use, but classic scene in terms of a finale, the showdown with the bad guy. And then just like typical Star Wars, off the edge he goes. and so we never
He's
see
not dead.
Yeah, we never see a body.
He's not dead.
Well, I thought that, and then but Tarkin actually says Hemlock's dead, or no, the person reporting to Hemlock reporting to Tarkin was like Hemlock's dead. So they did declare it on screen, but
That doesn't mean anything.
Well,
I know it doesn't.
Hemlock has somehow returned.
right.
We're gonna hear it later.
So then
He's cloned his own DNA somewhere. So he'll be
they
back.
get
Oh, he's the. Oh, wow. Okay, another
Maybe
$1
he's Snoke.
another $1 million idea here.
Mhm. Yep. And yeah, and then Tarkin comes in and sweeps everything under the rug and takes up all the funding, and
See, I was
yeah.
okay. One of my biggest disappointments is I wanted true carnage. The outside of that building didn't look like I hardly had a scratch in it. I wanted true destruction. I wanted Camino style destruction. I wanted Rex and the whole team to swoop in and just destroy everything in sight. I wanted that Empire Strikes Back / Rogue One ending where there's sad, but there's some deaths. And it's not that I wanted the Bad Batch to die. I didn't, but I had it built up in my head that this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we all expected the Rogue One ending when
Yep.
tears and get out of here, Omega, save yourself, a
Yep.
bit. And
There you go. Yes,
but I got to go harkening back to what you said, Brown later. Wrecker never got over his injury, and if you notice when they finally broke free of the retraining modules there, those guys were struggling. I mean, they were literally leaning on each other until the end.
Mm-hmm.
But have you noticed that this whole time, Wrecker or Hunter has been depicted as, they didn't show any gratuitous violence. In this episode, Hunter impales one of the operatives to the side of the building with a spear. I mean, Hunter was much more brutal in this episode, or they depicted what he did as much more brutal. And I thought it was just awesome to finally see that true.
To finally see Rambo come out?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, to finally see Rambo, man.
Pretty much, yeah, for sure. Jennifer Corbett had tweeted a couple weeks ago, it's not what you're expecting.
No,
The
she
finale
wasn't lying.
And she wasn't lying, and we talked about that last week as well, and just the fact that it's that's why I started expecting a happy ending, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
I'll live with it. Not that I've got a choice.
Yeah, no, really a choice.
But
break into Lucasfilm and start redoing all the cells.
Exactly. I'm leaving some of this crap on the cutting room floor here. But it just felt it was a little sappier. I mean, let's get on to the ending here. You get to the ending, you see all the clones on Taboo. You see the kids running and playing. You see Hunter sitting with Omega, Crosshair, and Rex come and join him. Or Wrecker come to join him. Echo takes off to another mom mission. Mom, what'd you call it? Mom.
What's that?
Was that the mom missions that Echo goes off and flies with the station wagon? Yeah.
Mom running the errands. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you think it's over with, and then you see the final scene.
So before we get to that, this ending part. So Emery, so there's some threads, and some new threads laid down, obviously. Emery is going to go, Echo's encouraging Emery to go meet with Chuchi, who is a big supporter of clone rights. Echo leaves, like you said, gets in the minivan and takes off. And
Echo's the only one that remains a true soldier at the end.
I think so. And
yeah. Well, he's going to go back to Rex and continue the mission.
Yeah, he's going back to the fight.
But then, the kids are Omega asks about the kids, and Hunter's like, yeah, Rex and I are working on that. So they're still working with Rex and them, and there's still an opening there for future stories. That's why I'm wondering if next year, I wouldn't be surprised if we got Tales of the Clones next May 4th, which would be kind of cool. But because there are some plot threads. You got Emery and Chuchi. You got where's Echo going? Getting the kids home. Clones. They talk about the clones having free choice. And then they do the parting shot of them sitting in front of the tree, you know, what's left of the Bad Batch, and then we go to the epilogue. But we also, the other threads I was going to mention earlier, we didn't see where Rex and the rest of them are. We don't know what happened to Wolf. We don't know what happened to Cody. There's a lot out there that's still, who knows? But I'm glad they did it too. At the same time, I'm glad we don't have those answers again.
Well,
Give
you
us-
know, all
give-
the speculation we've done over the last few weeks, where we waited for the orbital bombardment, we were waiting for, you know, Rex and the crew to show up, and because all of a sudden we think, oh, we've got Filoni figured out, and then Filoni goes, no, you don't. We're going with the sap this time. You know, and we're going to leave those things open so we don't have to answer them nice and cleanly now. The whole Rex bit and Gregor and Wolf.
Well, do we need an answer though? I mean, one of the awesome things about Star Wars is sometimes we just don't get the answer, and I'm fine with that. I know that they're fighting the battle. We know what happens to Rex.
Right.
Yeah,
And Wolf and Gregor. I
Yeah.
mean, they all end up together on, you know, hunting
Hunting
sandworms.
Sandworms, sandworms.
Yeah. So it's I appreciate that. They didn't have to tie up everyone, and they left enough little open, like I said, Tales of the Clone or something.
Absolutely.
Who knows? Who knows? The Fruit of the Loom kids might end up in a future story themselves. You know, I mean, maybe they're future Jedi in Rey's Academy. Who knows? Or they'd be pretty old by then.
Fruit of the Loom kids.
Fruit of the Loom kids, right?
That's awesome. Or maybe they get hacked up by Kylo Ren.
Or maybe the Inquisitors sweep them up and they end up in chunks of amber.
Oh, okay, that could be too.
See, now we need to go back and watch Obi-Wan, and when he walks through that crypt, I bet we see some of the kids in there.
Oh, wouldn't that be something? Oh,
that would be so funny if we did.
Oh my god, great! Well, I guess I know I'm not going to bed as soon as this is over. I have to pull that episode up now.
Right. Okay.
So the ending was a little sappier than I would have liked. You see Omega sneaking down into the basement, if you will. Turning on the garage lights, getting ready to fly off, and there's Hunter sitting there. My senses are not as how do you phrase it? My senses
aren't as dull as
or something like that.
They haven't completely gone away in my old age, basically.
So they sit down, have the father-daughter talk. You know, we just want to keep you safe, but we know you need to go. I just gotta say, Gonky is alive.
Yes, I like how
Thatcher is alive. Yes,
Yep.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't get to see that right away.
And here's the great thing: if they do go with an Omega show in the future, she's got Gonky with her.
Gonky survives, and Gonky is going to show up later.
And I'm happy to know in the Star Wars universe, dogs live a lot longer than dogs do on Earth because Batcher's there.
Amen to that. So yeah. It is just that father-daughter kind of thing, and you know, like I said, I know this is the ending that needed to happen because it really brings Omega full circle from child to adult, being sent off to college, as Brown Leader puts it. I did thought the nice touch. Wrecker's Tukadal is in the seat there in the Marauder 1701-A. I'm still a little.
You actually making a Trek reference?
I did. Yes, I did.
Man.
Let's talk about that chip.
And Tech's glass goggles are on the dashboard.
Yeah, the goggles got me.
Let's talk about this ship. It's a little mini Marauder.
Yep, that's why I call it Marauder 1701-A.
Isn't that? That's just cool, and it's also got some styling of
the Phantom.
The Phantom, yeah, for sure. And so it's I dug the little ship. That was pretty cool.
Yep, I have officially named that Marauder 1701-A.
All right, that is canonized. Matt from Wikipedia, you need to put that into Matt from Yupcast, you need to put that into Wikipedia right away.
Yes, please, sir.
Yes, sir.
It kind of also has the shape of Grievous's ship in Revenge of the Sith.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. It just shows you there's kind of a consistency across the galaxy.
But yeah, so that was the finale, and they also closed out the episode with Omega's theme.
And that was the final piece that just kind of, I love the ending music to Bad Batch, and they changed it for the final episode, which, like I said, I know needed to happen. I sound like nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans. So I'm going to be bitter about it today, and then I'll get over it tomorrow and be done with it. But
well, it follows suit with
it does.
Clone Wars. Clone Wars here, we thought Clone Wars was really going to be about Anakin and Obi-Wan, but who did it really end up being about?
Clones, baby.
Ahsoka.
Clones.
Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And then this ended up being really kind of about Omega, in the end. And the namesake of the show took second fiddle to the true character of the story, just like in Clone Wars. And Mando season 3.
By using Omega's theme at the end, all they're doing is throwing it in your face. She is the central character in the next show.
Well, and that she's the central character in this show as well.
Well,
but will they do it? Will they? So speculating moving forward, are they going to go with an Omega show right away, or are they going to go with something else between then? I don't see them launching right into it.
No, we got some other stuff that needs to get done first, I think.
But it would be kind of cool because it's the age of the rebellion now in her story. So that would be kind of a new spin. We've done, other than that dumpster fire Resistance, all the animation has been, prequel era, Clone Wars. And so it would be kind of cool to see have them jump into a new time span with the animation, really. Other than the little kid stuff that they've been doing.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be fun to see her join Rogue Squadron or something?
Mm-hmm. Rogue Squadron.
That'd be cool.
Or, there's a lot, where she's at age-wise, there's a lot of potential where they could work her into different segments of the rebellion for sure.
She can go to the academy with young Carson Teva.
Oh, there you go.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But so overall, Scruffy's a little disenchanted. I get that. I can, the expectations we had built up all season long for sure. But for me, I enjoyed the ending. I tried to pull the rural farm boy card and just say, tell me a story, and I'm just gonna enjoy it.
And that's where I'll be tomorrow for sure.
Yeah.
The question is, how do you end something so epic? I mean, it's kind of like the Rise of Skywalker. What do you do to end this story?
Mm-hmm.
Half the people love it, half the people don't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, I think it's a little more than that.
And this season, they Andored the hell out of this, and they finally gave us a payoff.
Oh, no.
Oh, let's face it, the last 6 episodes have been a slow walk. I mean,
they were awesome.
They could have moved the story faster. They could have. They really could have. Some of those episodes.
And then you guys have been crying because it felt more like the Force Awakens and the Rise of Skywalker and the Last Jedi.
Well, I know I'm the one that's been complaining that, come on, let's see some action, and we got plenty of action in this episode. And if I have anything, what
we did,
oh yeah, I'm still fighting with myself because I don't think I've ever been so disappointed and so satisfied in something at the same time, Oh, shut
up. Moving right along.
Other than my friendship with Scruffy.
Moving right along.
No, because I was disappointed because it's not what we all had built up.
And I guess I can put all this onto me because that's exactly what happened. I built it up in my head to be something that it wasn't going to be. I should have just sat back, relaxed, and, as Rural Farm Boy says, tell me a story.
Well, and I would have edited it slightly different because you had the nice sappy ending with them all sitting in front of the tree. I would have played a handful of credits before I threw that epilogue on there because you've got one huge emotional moment and then you just dive into another emotional moment.
True. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah.
How much Kleenex did you go through on that final 5 minutes there, DB.
I do not have to answer this question. I'm not being interrogated.
Okay, all right.
Well, that would explain
Half a box at least.
Now I'd explain why I saw him stopping at the store on the way home from work today.
Mhm.
It was restocking.
I
Yep.
was.
So, yeah. So,
All right,
Alright.
so that's the finale.
yep. Bad Batch. It's done. It's over. You know, it felt like
And I'm sad about that.
and I was gonna say the ending felt like the ending of a really good book where you don't want to let the characters go, but you know it's time.
That is exactly how I felt. You nailed it. And
Yeah.
so, do you know what I did when I
Wow.
got done watching it the first
That's
time
deep.
through? I went back and watched the first episode last night.
Oh, cool.
Very late night. And it's just interesting to see how even in animation you saw these characters age.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
in the first episode, they're in their prime.
Mhm.
You know, they have one goal and mission in life, and that's to protect the Republic, and on and on. And then almost instantly you see their world change. And man, having just watched that finale where they all just look tired.
Mhm. Mhm.
Wow.
Mhm.
Got pretty beat up.
Yep. Yeah, and I got to say, it's funny too how Hunter ages differently than Rex. So he must have been keeping up with the Pilates or something.
Good genes. Good genes.
Mutated genes, right?
Good mutated genes.
Mutated genes. So yeah, Bad Batch. That's, I mean, wow, to think that it's finally over. You know, we had one thought last week, Scruff, that I really enjoyed. Dave from What Do Stars Mean to You? He was like, "What if they're going to end this episode?" Because we were all thinking half-hour episode, like how do you wrap it up, you know? And he was like, "What if it ends on a cliffhanger and they announce next month, go to the theaters and see the finale in a 2-hour movie?" You know, and
That would have been cool.
wouldn't that have been dope? That would have been
cool. That would have been awesome.
Yeah. But no,
Yeah.
I'm glad it was the length it was. I think it was a good length. Any longer might have really started to feel tired. This episode was from beginning to end was a good episode. It was a full episode. And yeah, and then that's it. It's done. It's over. It's kids
Why
gone off to college.
saying that? I'm not
Why do you keep saying that, man?
I don't know.
I don't have anything else to watch right now.
No, you just gotta wait a couple days because we're gonna get Tales of the Empire in just a couple days. So let's.
And I would like to add that I am off that whole day, so I'm going to sit there and watch the whole thing at once, and it's just going to be awesome.
I've got to stop watching. They're starting to release clips, and I've got to stop watching.
Yeah,
Because
stop that.
I saw a clip today, and I'm like, I don't want to see that.
No, I've completely ignored all of that.
Yeah, no, definitely, because it's already a short enough series as it is that
Yeah, it's kind of like watching the ultimate trailer where you catch all the awesome action, and now you don't really need to see the movie.
Yeah, pretty much. I think they did that with the most recent or the new reboot of The Crow. They did that with the trailer, and
Yes.
they pretty much showed the whole story in the trailer.
Yep.
But anyway, we get so we get Barriss Offee and Morgan
I'm excited to
Elsbeth.
see that.
And so yeah, I am too. I'm really excited to see where they go with the story and what segments they show. We've seen various clips when the Separatists take out on Dathomir, Barriss Offee becoming in training to become a Inquisitor. And yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I very smart of Disney or Lucasfilm to drop that a couple days after the finale of Bad Batch, because we're all just moping around and sad that it's over, and now we're going to get some new fresh in a couple days.
We get Tales of the Empire, and then we don't get anything for 30 days, 40 days?
About that, yeah. Acolyte.
Acolyte, yes, the Acolyte.
About a month, right? Does that start in early June?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
there's no date on it right now.
And I think
that I can find.
I think emotionally, Tales of the Empire will ramp us up again, into that more upbeat, theorizing, speculation kind of frame of mind while we wait for Acolyte to come out a month later. So not bad. I mean, not bad at all. in terms of how they're rolling things out. And then hopefully we don't go long after Acolyte and we get Skeleton Crew. So, and then what DB's
June 4th.
and then what DB's been waiting for, probably the beginning of next year, which will be Andor season 2. So,
Okay, let's title this right now.
The Tales of Mordor.
Yes, there you go. Perfect. Thank you. Done.
Everybody thinks I'm some sort of idiot because I didn't think Andor was the greatest piece of Star Wars.
I'm there with you, bro.
One rebellion to rule them all.
Andor was a great show. Could have been done in half the time.
Yeah,
I'm with you, bro. I didn't think it was all that great. I mean, it wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't.
That brings up a really good point, which is something that I think one of the things we've commented the most about, especially in live action, is pacing. And we've been commenting about it recently in some of the animated as well. What was some of the things about this season was pacing seemed to be a little off on certain episodes in terms of the overall story flow for the season. And, things that we know were setups for other shows where it was like, hello, this is your final season. You're supposed to be ramping it up. And, and you're going on, Aunt Asajj beating up the dads, and in the garage.
You just call her Aunt Asajj.
Yeah, Aunt Asajj. And it's kind of right.
Aunt Asajj sounds like something you'd be sold on a medical commercial on TV with terrible side effects.
The side effects are
bad hair and stuff,
balding,
lose all the pigment in your skin and grow bad hair and
or no hair.
Yeah.
Please buy Aunt Asajj.
Aunt Asajj. Yeah, that
one word, Aunt Asajj.
When you have that not so fresh feeling.
Oh my God.
Again, right along.
Never so satisfied and disappointed at the same time.
Moving right along.
And welcome to Hyperspace Heroes.
All right. We've been booted from the air.
Yeah.
All right.
So, all right.
Also, I just learned, and I'm super happy about it. Orville season 4 is coming.
Yes.
They announced it. Nice. I am so excited to see Star Trek reboot. It's going to be epic.
They're going to be in the Orville, blah blah A. So
yes,
yeah,
yes, they are, and I can't wait.
I wonder how much different it's going to look, than the original Orville. So, okay. So something of a little bit of a palate cleanser. I watched all of season 1 of. To move away from Bad Batch. I watched all of season 1 of Resident Alien, which is on Peacock, and that's got our boy
Steve the Pirate.
Yeah, Steve the Pirate.
Steve the Pirate.
And I gotta say, it's kind of fun. I enjoyed it. It's weird. It's kind of weird. Him playing an alien trying to fit in as a human is great. Trying to impersonate humans, and it's kind of a cute show. It's fun. I've enjoyed it. The characters, it takes place in Paradise, Colorado, and it's like literally this town in a valley with like a couple thousand people or something, and so it's a real small town. They get snowed in a lot in the winter, and so it's a real small cast, and they're all characters. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like a comedic version of, what was that show back in the day about the doctor that goes up to Alaska?
Northern Exposure.
Northern Exposure, yeah.
I've never seen that either.
Yeah, a little bit of that, but it's fun. It's definitely it's a fun watch. Like I said, it's kind of a palate cleanser. It's nothing deep. It's just kind of fun if you're looking for something to watch in the meantime. And that's on Peacock. But yeah, should we go into Collection Corner? Just kind of transition into that.
All right, let's do this.
Don't play The Queen. We're getting restricted on YouTube, so we can't play that.
Can we acapella it?
What is it?
We could.
Merchandising. Merchandising? What's that? Merchandising. Come, I'll show you.
Open up this door.
And I want it now.
Come, walk this way. Take a look. We put the picture's name on everything. Merchandising, merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
Never truer words spoken.
Spaceballs, the flamethrower.
All right. So, collection quarter. Let's Scruffy. You're up.
I'd like to be a big shout out and thank you to Top Comics here in TC. They set my comic books aside for me last week, so I didn't miss some episodes or some issues. So I swung in, picked up this week, picked up last week. Other than that, it's I did not buy the Little House on the Prairie bonnet that I sent a picture of you guys with.
Well, we needed to have that on screen.
You know, I
almost added it myself. I'm a little disappointed that you guys didn't.
I went thrifting with the missus and was looking for bonnets because DB and I were going to surprise you when you came back. And because, yeah.
Oh, it would not have been a surprise. I was expecting something. I'm surprised I didn't hear Little House on the Prairie's music playing.
That's true. That's true. I should have done that. Yeah. So yeah, top.
Oh, wait, and of course this.
Nice.
Is that on the Walmart clearance aisle?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I thought I saw it there.
Only one I could find.
Couldn't bring myself to do it.
Speaking of which, I picked up the Mission Fleet series. I think that's what it's called, of the Mando N1 with Mando and Baby Grogu. It was on clearance for $11, and I picked it up, and it was actually not for myself. That's why I don't have it here to show. But I gave it to my brother-in-law. Let's see, we'll call him Chicken Burger. And
Chicken Burger. Chicken Burger.
But he's got a little chicken nugget at home, and who's not quite old enough to play with it yet. But it was like at $11. I'm like, you know how much it's going to be when the kid's old enough to actually play with it? I won't be able to afford to buy it then. Not with Star Wars toys. So I was like, $11 here, put it on the shelf, and wait till he's old enough to play with it.
If we ever get your brother-in-law on the show, we have to. His call sign's got to be Chicken Burger.
Oh, it's Chicken Burger.
Oh, it's
Chicken Burger forever.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I have the proof. I have the proof that chicken burgers do exist.
Either that or, well, in Star Wars canon, or would it be Ronto Wrap? Maybe we just call him Ronto Wrap.
I'm good with either.
Yeah.
I won. That's all I care about at this point.
DB Collection Corner.
Well, are we done with Scruffy's comic books?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Wait. And then, of course, Saturday is Free Comic Book Day.
Mm-hmm.
So, once again, heading down to Traverse City Top Comics to hopefully get my free comic books.
I wanted to add that, they set the comics aside for you because the last thing they wanted to see was Patrick crying.
True that. True that. And they actually put it in my name, John.
Nice.
And there are some Star Wars releases in those free comic book days. So I'm gonna get down there at 10 a.m. and if I got to push some kids out of the way to get to that comic book, I'm gonna knock some kids over.
He's gonna go Anakin Skywalker on these kids.
Yes, I am. Right. Youngling Slayer 3000 coming up.
They are gonna have R2 down there that day, so make sure you see R2. So.
Oh heck yeah, he sits in the lobby. Or sits in the showroom for it.
Yep. I think they're going to have him fired up and moving around on that day.
Yes.
They had the guy from Top Comics on the radio this morning talking about Free Comic Day. So, so that should be a good time.
I'm so disappointed because May the 4th is Saturday, and I have one of my major events at work that's going to detain me at work for 12 to 15 hours. I am missing Free Comic Book Day. I am missing Tales of the Empire, and I am missing the re-release of Phantom Menace.
Mm-hmm.
So, Proud Leader, are you off that day?
I am, but I got
I'm off that day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a bummer, DB.
You want to keep rubbing it in that I'm going to miss all the cool stuff because my boss is evil and makes me go to work?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I want to know who over a year ago scheduled this to be on this day.
That's a good question.
I need to find that guy and smack him up beside the head.
That's right. For sure.
Probably the same guy who does my schedule.
Yeah,
Barbara.
Same guy. Well, it's the same thing. Yeah.
Similar concept, yes.
Who's the moron that scheduled this? I'll give you a clue. He's bald.
Ooh. Any place for
Uh,
any sings heavy metal?
Yes.
yes. All right, Rob Halford.
Mhm.
All right, DB, did you add anything?
Well, have we talked about our venture to the local? Okay, so Brown Leader and I went to what was that called? The Greek Geek.
Trader Market, right here just south of Traverse City. In
Yeah, it was
So-
a mile from my house, and I had all these little local vendors selling stuff, and I found a grab bin where I got this. I don't think Scruffy's even seen this yet.
No.
I got this beautiful die cast
Oh, tie bomber.
tie bomber. It's pretty sweet.
Mhm.
But
Oh.
it was like, I don't know, 2 for $10 or something out of this
Mhm.
bin. And so the other thing I got, and it pains me because he's not complete yet, but I got this beautiful vintage R5. I've got his head off because I'm in the process of cleaning him.
Nice.
He's got a lot of dirt in his legs, like he spent a lot of time on
Tatooine?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm in the process of cleaning him, and then I've got to re-decal him because his decal was gone. But he's going into the Land of the Jawas diorama. I don't know if you can see. He's got pretty good color, and I also got an episode 1 C-3PO. I buy the loose stuff because I build dioramas. So, but it was a nice little way to spend an hour because it's not very big, but it's local. We're supporting local businesses this way, and just fun to hang out with other nerds. And there was more than just Star Wars. A lot of fantasy stuff going on there, role-playing games.
Yep.
There was this beautiful modern walker I wanted to buy, except for that was only about $150 out of my price range.
Right. Yeah.
So
But that's all I got. I got some little stuff for the collection. I'm going to show that again because I love TIE bombers.
Oh, I love that. I have Vader's TIE Fighter in that series.
It's heavy. It's heavy as heck too.
I actually have both versions of Vader's TIE Fighter in that series.
Both versions.
One's battle damaged and one is not.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys sent me the pictures and I saw the Aliens Tops wax pack in there. That is awesome.
I've got the Ghost too that I got in another set at some point. But
Nice.
Very cool.
what about you, Brown Leader? Tell us about your adventures.
So
All right, show us what you got.
I had this on order, and this is the Fantasy Flight Games source book for Age of the Rebellion, which is we're going to be doing a sample mission with Coruscant Knights coming up at the end of the month, and this is one of the source books from it. And back when I was a kid and I played RPGs, I loved the character creation process just because it's full of so much potential, right? So I was able to. These are out of print; they don't make them anymore, and so
See, that's a shock considering you're always talking about character development.
exactly right.
Oh.
Now you know the truth behind the story, and now you know the rest of the story.
They're gonna have to reissue that with Omega in it now.
Maybe, but this has been out of print for like 10 years, and there's 3 books. There's the Edge of the no, I don't know. There's one that's before this, which is more like post Clone Wars, early Empire. Then there's one that's all about Force users to play the game. But we're going to be doing this game with Coruscant Knights coming at the end of the month. So was looking forward to that. Wanted to read up some more about character creation because that's a big part of it. At the swap meet that we went to that DB mentioned, I think it was the second tent we stopped in, and they had some more different Star Wars role-playing books, not from the same role-playing game. And this one is something about Knights of the Old Republic campaign guide, and then Galactic Campaign. I don't know what version of RPG this is. I haven't dug into them yet. Wizards of the Coast, it looks like. So it's probably an even earlier RPG, Star Wars RPG game. But the guy was like, "I'll give you both for $5," and I was like,
Nice.
There you go.
How do you pass that up?
Right, exactly. And then some vendor had little keychains.
Of course.
Yep. And
Very nice.
and a red boba. And so I'll definitely, and I will unbox that and clip it onto like one of my bags or something, because I love to clip those little things on. And then the final thing, which actually DB found in the same bin that he found R5 and the TIE Bomber, was a little R2 unit. One of the things Mrs. Brownleader said that she wishes she had, one of the few Star Wars toys she had as a kid, was the old R2 with the clicking head. And this wasn't the exact same one, obviously, because that one's a little more expensive, but it had a clicking head, and it was what, $3, I think.
Yeah,
and
it was in good shape too.
And it was in really good shape, and it made Mrs. Brownleader's day. Without a doubt, she has been over the moon. So thanks for spotting that in the bin, DB. And she says thank you.
Gave it up. I'm just saying.
Yeah, right. She says thank you. She wanted me to make sure to thank you. So
Mrs. BL's all right. So
yeah. So and yeah, I think that's it. They've released some new Black Series, which look pretty cool. They've released some new micro squadrons. They've got the little 6-legged walker from Clone Wars. They've got the skiffs from Jedi. They've got some cool stuff that micro squadrons is dropping pretty soon. I saw one for the Phantom today, which looks pretty cool. And yeah, so a lot of new stuff yet to come out. Definitely that'll be pulling at our wallets.
Hey, there's some good May the 4th sales, and Target actually has some. They have the Micro Galaxy Squadron at 20% off, which means now I can buy 5 of them, and I'm basically buying 5, getting 1 free.
There you go. That's a good argument. Yeah,
that's a darn good argument.
$300 later.
Yeah, let me explain that to Mrs. DB.
Exactly. But yeah, I think that's about it for Collection Corner. Yeah, so
I'm just starting to go through the stuff and getting ready to box up what needs to go to ICCC to be sold.
Nice.
Painful.
You say that every year. Yeah.
Well, it does. It hurts deep down to the core.
Right. No, I get that totally. So
I will probably cry.
DB, better throw me your extra tissues.
Yeah, save the rest of that box for me.
Hang
on. But yeah, so as we wrap up, we'll call it a good one for tonight. Definitely looking forward to 25th anniversary.
Phantom Menace, yes.
Yeah, Phantom Menace. So that drops this weekend. So at some point, we all need to make our ways to the theater, definitely, to see that. And Tales of the Empire, and then we're only a month away from Acolyte, so it's a good time to be a Star Wars fan. It really is.
Yes, it is.
So,
all right, so give us the dad joke of the week.
Here we go. Dad joke of the week. Time to annoy Scruffy and DB. Dad joke of the week.
Why are we all headbanging to the Imperial March?
Because it's awesome.
That's true.
How do you not?
All right, dad joke of the week. And let me find my thing before I do this. All right. The Jedi Temple has an air freshener system powered by the Force. It makes sense if you think about it.
No.
That was Dad Joke of the Week Now don't you feel absolutely complete?
Is that a new end cap?
It is a new end cap.
I like that.
I got to re-record it. It's a little rough.
All right. Well, that's a rock star out of my nose. Thank you.
There we go. Mission complete.
Yeah.
Full circle to the episode.
Forever on video.
Forever. So, all right. I think we're going to call it a night with that. So if you want to follow Hyperspace Heroes, we get a hold of us on all of our socials. We're on all the major socials. You can DM us at brownsquadron@gmail.com. You can also check out, for any of our links, go over to beacons.ai/Brown Squadron, and you can find links to all of our podcasts, distributors, live stream links, and then all of our social links, and you can find us all there. So definitely give us a shout out. Join us for future episodes. We've got some great episodes coming up pretty soon. So next week we are actually going to have Eric Starkey. I think the name, if I'm going to probably butcher that last name. But next week is a pretty cool episode. Eric Sharkey. My apologies. We have Eric Sharkey, who is actually a documentary filmmaker, and he did a Drew Struzman documentary about a decade ago, and he's got a new one coming out about Greg Hildebrandt. So he's going to be joining us on the show next week. So make sure you check that out. We're a couple weeks away from the queen of Star Wars dad jokes, Kelly Knox herself. We're also going to have Brian Young on, who's written another new BattleTech book, and he is also co-host of Full of Sith, which has been doing podcasts for over 11 years. We've got Coruscant Nights coming up, and then we've actually reached into some of our local community, and we're going to be having some upcoming episodes featuring some of our local events here in the Traverse City, Northern Michigan region. And in June, we're actually going to have one of our friends, local DJ and nerd himself, Cartman, who is going to be joining us from one of our local radio stations, and he's going to be jumping on, joining us with the Hyperspace Heroes. So,
and you will respect my authority.
So, and yes, he's named after that Cartman.
Thank you.
But yeah,
awesome.
Right. So there you go. There's the show. I think, any parting words before I wrap it up, guys? No.
Star Trek.
Wait. Where'd it go? Yes, I do have one. Oh my word, where is it? You took it out.
No, what did I take out? I didn't take anything out.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, live long and suck it.
I didn't take that out. All right. So that's it. That's the show. Hope you enjoyed it. And this is Brown Leader signing off for the crew. And you have been listening and watching Hyperspace Heroes. That's
no moon.
1, 2, or 3. Who wants to go pick a color?
3.
3.
Pick a. All right. If I can find my videos. 3. Is that what we're
3.
doing?
3.
All right. Here we go.
Was it good for you?